when I listen to podcasts, I'm into like the lore, like the hard lore. Like I just love like Dan Carlin. I'm like, give me the facts. Just like like the facts into my bloodstream.
But you also don't know, like, you're a fascinating mind to explore. So what you don't realize as you're talking about stuff, the stuff you've taken for granted is actually unique and fascinating. The way you think, not always the way you reason through things is the fascinating thing.
Okay.
To listen to, because people kind of see, oh, there's other humans that think differently, that explore thoughts differently. That's also cool. So yeah, Dan Carlin retelling of history. By the way, his retelling of history is very, I think what's exciting is not the history, is his way of thinking about history.
No, I think Dan Carlin is one of the people, like when Dan Carlin is one of the people that really started getting me excited about like revolutionizing education, because like Dan Carlin instilled I already like really liked history, but he instilled like an obsessive love of history in me to the point where like now I'm fucking reading like going to bed reading like part 4 of The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich or whatever. Like I'm like dense ass history, but like he like opened that door that like made me want to be a scholar of that topic. Like it's like I feel like he's such a good teacher. He just like, you know, and it sort of made me feel like one of the things we could do with education is like find like the teachers that like create passion for the topic, because autodidacticism, I don't know how to say that properly, but like self-teaching is like much faster than being lectured to. Like it's much more efficient to sort of like be able to teach yourself and then ask a teacher questions when you don't know what's up. But like, you know, that's why it's like in university and stuff, like you can learn so much more material so much faster because you're doing a lot of the learning on your own and you're going to the teachers for when you get stuck. But like these teachers that can inspire passion for a topic, I think that is one of the most invaluable skills in our whole species. Like, because if you can do that, then it's like AI. Like AI is going to teach itself so much more efficiently than we can teach it. We just needed to get it to the point where it can teach itself. And then
it finds the motivation to do so, right?
Yeah.
So like you inspire it to do so.
Yeah.
And then it could teach itself.